Have you ever heard of a book that writes itself? Not an AI-generated novel, but a physical book, whose story unfolds and changes every time you open it. Sounds like something straight out of a fantasy movie, right? Well, this isn't fiction. This is the story of The Book That Writes Itself, a real, one-of-a-kind art project that has been evolving for over a decade. It's a tale that blends art, technology, and a little bit of magic, challenging everything we thought we knew about what a book can be. Today we're going to dive deep into this incredible creation, exploring its secrets, how it works, and the profound questions it asks about authorship and storytelling. So, grab a cup of tea, get comfortable, and let's turn the first page on this extraordinary journey. So, what exactly is The Book That Writes Itself? Imagine a beautifully bound, old-fashioned-looking book. You place it on a pedestal, open its cover, and on the first blank page, words begin to appear, as if written by an invisible hand. A story starts to form, line by line. But here's the mind-bending part. This book is connected to the internet. It's constantly searching, listening to the vast ocean of online data, news articles, social media posts, blog comments, the endless chatter of our digital world. The book's custom software, its brain, then curates, edits, and weaves this information into a continuous, ever-changing narrative. The story you read today will be different from the one someone reads tomorrow. It's a living document, a real-time reflection of the global conversation, bound in leather and paper. The mastermind behind this project is an artist who wanted to explore the idea of collective consciousness. He wondered, what if we could capture the voice of the world in a single volume? What story would humanity tell about itself moment by moment? And so, the project began. It wasn't easy. The technical challenges were immense. They had to design a system that could not only pull data from the web, but also make sense of it. This involved sophisticated algorithms that filter for specific themes, moods, and keywords, ensuring the narrative has some form of coherence, rather than being a jumble of random sentences. The physical book itself is a masterpiece of engineering. Hidden within its spine and pages is a delicate mechanism, a tiny robotic arm with a pen that meticulously writes out the text drawn from the internet. It's a fusion of old-world craftsmanship and cutting-edge technology. The pen scratching against the paper is a real, tangible event, making the digital world physically present. Think about the implications of this. Who is the author? Is it the artist who created the book? Is it the programmer who wrote the code, or is it us? All of us, collectively, contributing our thoughts and words to the internet every second of every day. The book argues that we are all co-authors of a massive ongoing story. Every tweet, every comment, every online review becomes a potential line in this global novel. This blurs the line between creator and audience, between the individual voice and the chorus of the crowd. It's a powerful statement about our interconnectedness in the digital age. The book becomes a mirror, reflecting our hopes, fears, jokes, and arguments back at us in the form of a continuous story. It's the ultimate collaborative writing project, and most of the writers don't even know they're participating. One of the most fascinating aspects is watching the book's narrative shift with major world events. During global celebrations, the text might fill with words of joy and unity. During times of crisis or political upheaval, the tone becomes more somber, tense, and fragmented. The artist has documented these moments, showing how the book's story becomes a real-time emotional barometer for the planet. For example, during the Olympics, it might pull phrases about victory, effort, and national pride. During a natural disaster, it would capture expressions of sympathy, calls for help, and eyewitness accounts. It doesn't just tell a story, it feels the pulse of the world. This turns the book from a clever gadget into a profound, living sculpture that documents our shared human experience in a way no traditional history book ever could. Let's talk a bit more about the technology inside. The system uses what are known as APIs, or Application Programming Interfaces, to connect to various social media platforms and news outlets. It is like having a digital key that lets the book's program access a continuous stream of public data. Then, a natural language processing algorithm sifts through this massive amount of text. This AI is trained to identify grammatically correct sentences, filter out spam or nonsensical content, and even try to create thematic links between different pieces of text. It might grab a sentence about the weather from a news site, follow it with a personal reflection from a blog post, and then add a snippet of a poem someone shared online. The result is often surprisingly poetic and surreal, a dreamlike collage of human thought. The robotic writing arm itself is a feat of miniature robotics, calibrated to write with the subtle imperfections of a human hand, adding to the illusion of a ghostly author. Of course, the project isn't without its critics. Some argue that it lacks true authorship and creativity, that it's merely a high-tech scrapbook. They question whether a random collection of internet chatter can truly be called a story. Is it art, or just a data visualization experiment? But perhaps that's the whole point. The artist encourages this debate. The project forces us to ask fundamental questions. What is a book? What is an author? And in an age where content is generated and shared at lightning speed, what does storytelling even mean anymore? The book that writes itself doesn't provide easy answers. Instead, it serves as a beautiful and thought-provoking catalyst for conversation. It holds up a mirror and asks, is this the story we want to be telling? The book has been exhibited in galleries and museums around the world, and the reaction is always one of wonder and curiosity. People will stand for hours, watching the words appear on the page, mesmerized by the process. They'll lean in close to read the latest sentences, sometimes laughing, sometimes looking concerned by what the world is saying at that moment. It creates a unique, communal experience. Strangers will gather around the book and discuss the text, sharing their interpretations of the strange, fragmented narrative. It becomes a focal point for connection, turning the solitary act of reading into a shared public event. This interaction is a key part of the artwork itself, proving that stories, even unconventional ones, have the power to bring people together. Imagine the future possibilities of this technology. What if you could have a personal diary that not only recorded your own thoughts, but also wove in relevant news and events from that day, creating a richer tapestry of your life? What if historical archives could be presented this way, as living documents that constantly update with new discoveries and perspectives? The book that writes itself is more than just a single art piece. It's a prototype, a glimpse into a future where the boundary between static text and dynamic data completely dissolves. It suggests a new form of literature, one that is perpetually in a state of becoming, never finished, always evolving. It's a radical rethinking of the printed word, transforming it from a fixed record of the past into a living pulse of the present. In a world saturated with fleeting digital content, there is something incredibly powerful about this project. It takes our ephemeral online voices, our shouts into the digital void, and gives them permanence and weight. It enshrines them in a physical object, a beautiful, traditionally crafted book, elevating the everyday chatter to the level of literature. It reminds us that our words matter, that they contribute to a larger collective story, whether we realize it or not. The book that writes itself is a beautiful paradox, a timeless object dedicated to capturing the fleeting nature of the present moment. It's a poetic and profound exploration of who we are in the 21st century, a story written by everyone, for everyone, one line at a time. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey into the world of the book that writes itself. It is projects like these that really push the boundaries of art and technology and make us think. What are your thoughts on this? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video and want to explore more incredible and thought-provoking ideas, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. It really helps us out. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.